Well. How we doing today on a great Sunday in Atlanta in the ATL? Still off of a high from yesterday's Atlanta Braves clinching game to go to the World Series. And just to put a little bit of whipped cream on top of that, the Atlanta Falcons dig deep when they could have folded and they could have just went on and gave the game and let the Dolphins come back and claim that. Falcons come back, win the game last second. Young Waku finally getting a chance to get an opportunity to win these games in the last second. And he's coming through. The Falcons, 3-3, y'all. 3-3. Can y'all believe that? A few months ago, we were sitting here talking about Arthur Smith, and a few weeks ago, Arthur Smith getting fired, Matt Ryan getting traded, Kyle Pitts was a bust. And yeah, the Kyle Pitts bust thing, I've never been a fan of that. But just think about where we were a few weeks ago. And now, the Atlanta Falcons sit at 3-3. And super close to being over 500. We play a Carolina team now that's under 500. They've lost 4 in a row since that hot start. So the things are starting to look better, man. They're starting to look better. What's up, Kenzel? How you doing, sir? Good to see you in the house today. Dre, how's it going, brother? Matty, I was talking about Matt. Yes, sir. Said Kyle Pitts on my fantasy. I'm sure he is. Just a good thing. What's going on, man? On YouTube, we do, brother. We are good. And it's so funny you say that when you start saying our team should be 4-2. When I see our team win games, I'm one of those folks that I'm always happy to get the W. It's almost like the Braves. The Braves the other day when the Braves lost that game against the Dodgers after winning the game before, you go back and you say, you know what? We should have swept them. But I'm going to live in the now because right now the Falcons are 3-3. And look, it's been a long time since we've been 500. It's been a long time. What's going on, Twan? How you doing? I love it, Unc. I told people we had to be patient. If this was Quinn, we would have lost the game. Great time management, by the way. Listen, and I'm telling you, Arthur Smith starting to learn. You learn from some of the mistakes of the Washington game. The last couple of games, I've seen things that showed me that the Falcons are learning from their losses. We're starting to grow. Arthur Smith, remember, y'all, first time at the helm, first time calling the shots. All he had to do was call the offense last time. It's time for us to keep it moving. We got to. And I like what Arthur Smith did. He took that time down. No chance of the Gurley thing like last year against Detroit where he falls into the end zone. How you doing, Lisa? At 3-3, let's keep it going. That's what we got to do. That's what we have to do. You can take a page from the Braves. Slow start. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. And boy, I am so tempted to start looking at schedules, but I'm not going to do it, y'all. Not going to do it. I'm going to stay in the now. Right now, we won 2 in a row. We won 3 of our last 4. So I'm going to look at that in the positive. That's how I'm going to do. What's up, QB? How you doing? Good to holler at you today. Celebrating an Atlanta win. Let's talk about it, y'all. What did you think? What do we think about this game today? I'm gonna quickly go to the stats because I want to always give credit where credit is due. A lot of times here, I'm very hard when we don't do things we're supposed to do. But today I'm going to give credit for a few things that we ended up doing today. Matt Ryan 25 of 40, 336 yards. He threw the ball downfield quite a bit today. And it's starting to, as the line does a better job. Still got to do more, but doing a better job. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And I hate that he has to get tagged with that interception because that's one of those. Now, granted, he did the fumble, so he got to be careful with the ball in those situations. But that interception that's going to be on Matt Ryan's record, that was Calvin Ridley. Calvin got to fight for that ball. That ball, you can't Cadillac that ball. You got to get that ball and you got to hold on to it. You let the other guy just wheel his way to the ball. Now, thank goodness Tua was on the other side and was in a Christmas spirit of giving. So more power to him. Anthony, what's going on? Say, what's up, bro, Steve? Keep the foot on the gas. That's what we got to do. Keep the foot on the gas. Devontae, what's going on, brother? Say Hawkins got 2 this season. Great interception by Hawkins. Hawkins slowly, again, some of these younger cats, remember, this is only their first and second year in the NFL. They're going to learn. I'm still a little concerned about some of these defenses Dean Pease is throwing up when we're up 2 touchdowns. And I know you got to give a little bit, too many large gashing plays. Too many times where I see the tight end just with absolutely nobody by him. I know how the zone might be designed, but I'm sorry, y'all. You can't have that much cushion at the end. We gave them chances where we really shouldn't have. That game shouldn't have come down to the way it came down. And some of the schemes that we have defensively, I must admit, I have to question. Good to question them after a win as opposed to a loss. But I just, the honesty in me just has to say, I'm just not sure. Lisa said for sure the Braves weren't even in the LB playoff conversation back in July. People thought once Acuna got injured, we were done. Look at us now, headed to the World Series. And again, congratulations to the Atlanta Braves. Outstanding job. First time we've seen this in 2 decades. Just a great overall showing for the city of Atlanta. DeMarcus said, hey, big brother Steve, it's been a long time coming. Yes, sir. We took a little break here last week or so, but we're back on now after the bye and get things cranked up again, especially after the win. Brother Travis, say, how you doing? Say, we won, but our D is trash, bro. A better team would have beat us, and we need a running back and a pass rusher and a cornerback. Quite honestly, Travis, we need a lot of stuff. But if you can win in spite of, sometimes the good teams win in spite of. I'm not saying we're in the category of good overall, but at the end of the day, I do feel like we're improving. I've seen improvement in the last 4 weeks, even to when you get behind and how to come back at the end. Great job by the team, if you ask me. Curtis says, y'all beat a sorry team. Y'all should have won. Curtis, I don't know who your team is, and I really don't care. A win is a win. Ask Kansas City about who they should have beat. Ask the Rams as they were behind a few minutes ago about who they should beat. This game of football can go so many ways. Ask Alabama if they should have beat Texas A&M. You either win or you lose. It's not about what you should do. They won the game. So I don't even play that. Brother Joe says Pitts made Ryan look good today. Tell you what. There are times that I will sit back and go back and look at things I say and being upset about things. And I go back to the draft and I keep talking about how we should have gotten a quarterback. I still stand on the ground of I wish we went for a quarterback instead of a tight end. But I will say this. Kyle Pitts is going to be a problem. He is going to be a huge problem, folks. And it baffled my mind even on a couple of those drives. And I know one drive, dude was holding Pitts. He literally grabbed him. I'm trying to think, was that Howard? He literally grabbed his jersey and held him back. And even on the catch where they call pass interference, and he still caught the ball with one hand. 7 catches for 163 yards, y'all. 7 for 163 for a tight end. Woo! So while I still don't apologize for wanting a quarterback, I still want my quarterback. I still want my young quarterback. I'm giving all the love and the consideration to what Matt has done. Because, yeah, you got to hold on to that ball on that fumble. But Matt did some decent things today. But, dude, Kyle Pitts is turning into that monster before our eyes. And we better start recognizing it because he really seems like he's on the money on that. He really does. Come back on here. It said, cool is money. Yeah, cool. Every time, when y'all start hearing things, Koo hasn't missed a kick in such and such set. I'm like, don't shut up. Don't say it. Koo just smooth. When they got that false start at the end, I was like, just give him more room. That ball couldn't have been more straight. Good job. Great job. Devontae says, fans got to understand our defense only looks good when our offense is scoring his wheel. Devontae, you make a great point because, offense has to put pressure on the other team. I think in some ways, Miami might have beat themselves by scoring too quick. If I were, what's his name, Flores, I would have tried to run that ball a little bit more. It seemed like they moved down there real quick and gave Atlanta all that time. So I like the fact that when Atlanta got the ball after the 2 great Pitts catches, that then all of a sudden we said, okay, let's work on the clock. Brilliant move. Awesome job. Just good stuff. Steven, how you doing, brother? Said, how you doing, fam, man? Great win today. Good to see you in the house, brother. I see you looking good out there on in your picks and everything, man. Good to see you. King, what's going on? Say Pitts has made 3 one-handed catches, brother. It seems like he's growing before our eyes, and he's not going to be a secret anymore. After a game like today, he's going to start to get that shine. So for those of us that were worried about how Julio was that guy that you have to start accounting for, in only 6 games, number 8 is somebody you're going to have to account for. He's somebody that you're going to have to game plan for. And that's a great thing for us because, look, we are going to be the benefactors of that for quite a long time. 7-163 for a tight end. That's woo. Lynn, how you doing? Lynn said, hey, I'm happy with the win, but I sure needed a nerve pill. 3-3 rides up Falcons. Lynn, I'm going to tell you something. I was sitting on the couch, and my wife always does this to me. She started recording me unbeknownst to my whatever because I tend to start talking to myself and start coaching in my own mind and things like that. But to see Miami go down the field and to see the Falcons, come back and every inch, every play, you're living and dying with these folks. All I say, Lynn, is it's great to at least come out on the right side of it. That 3-3, woo, who would have thought? King says he's putting up wide receiver numbers at tight end for sure. For sure. Fallstar says, again, we just need some defense. We need a lot of defense. And granted, there are people hurt. I know AJ went in and out, and I think the last word they said on TV that instead of a concussion, it was a neck injury that he was going in. I hope it's not super serious. At least he came back out there. So we'll see how that plays out. Dave, what's going on? Say we need a number 1. These drops by Ridley are starting to egg me. And, when he was out for the London game, I understand the speculation and everything. Maybe he's starting to have the drops. Maybe he's starting to have these moments where the concentration isn't there. Now, great catch for the touchdown. Little concerned about that over the middle thing. I'm not saying Matt Ryan was crisp all day, but when Matt puts it there and it gets in your hand, you gotta fight and keep it. And also keep in mind he took that shot across the middle. And that play was after that. So I want to give him a little leeway, but at the same time, for somebody who's expected to be a number one receiver and stuff like that, you got to hold on to that thing, man. You got to. But I understand. Damian says, can't fault him for trying to make a play. Yeah, you're right. King said he can run Julio routes from the tight end position. He showed that. Absolutely. Courtney says, how you doing, Courtney? Say, got a shout out to Hurst today. Nation tight end. Hey, look, Hurst is nice. I know I saw somebody earlier this week, Courtney, in the group talking about possibly trading Hurst. And I say, for what? Why would you trade Hurst? Hurst is your other weapon. And don't forget, Lee Smith catching balls too out there. You don't mess with your tight end rotation. Your tight end rotation slowly but surely is starting to become the most reliable part of your team. And don't mess with that at all. Pittsburgh Rookie of the Year. Who am I to argue with that? So far, so good. Say Chase is Rookie of the Year for sure. Yeah, Jamal. That's Jamar Chase. And remember the week before, everybody was talking about Jamar because he said he couldn't see the white paint on the football like they used to have in college. And everybody's like, oh, that's a bad pick. And I'm almost sure he leads the league in receiving touchdowns by now. But I saw the little play where he broke away and ran the ball for 82 yards. He had Chase's on fire. And those Bengals, man, dude, don't underestimate those Bengals. That is something else. Say, Lord, if we just had some defense. Oh, man. David says, I'm not going to give him a pass for that. This is the NFL. You have to hold on to that. I mean, you do, man. You do. The good ones do. The good ones hold on to the ball. The good ones hold on to it. I'm looking over here on my line here. Said Dre says Matt Ryan got Ridley hit, made him look like Ricky from the Bud. Now, no, Dre, that you got to catch that ball. Sometimes you're going to go across the middle. When you go across the middle, you got to expect to get hit. The ball where he got depleted, I don't know about Matt Ryan. That was the route. Dude just came over and made a nice hit. He didn't hit him in the head. He hit him low, and he missed the ball. I'm talking about the play where Matt threw the ball to him. Ridley has the ball in his hand, and dude basically gets it where it comes out of his hand and lands on top. Dude didn't even catch the ball. The ball basically landed on top of his chest. That's the play I'm referring to. But the other play, that was just a good defensive play. Got to give him credit on that. Sean just said, just glad we didn't let it all down. Sean, at the end of the day, my friend, it's all about the W. I don't care. Nope, we didn't beat the spread. Spread was 2.5, 2.5 for my gambling buddies. We missed it. We missed that. But at the same time, a win is a win. My brother Rusty, how you doing, sir? Said bought a house last week. Congratulations. And been moving, so I missed most of the game. First game I missed in years. Caught the last drive, though. Pitts ball, I seen that. But what did Calvin look like? Good or bad? Calvin was, you got to give him a little credit for the touchdown. And he did make one little first down in the end. I give Calvin probably a C for today, though people will look on the stats and see another thing. Ridley did get 4 catches, 26 yards in the touchdown, but 10 targets, 4 receptions. I'm not really sure if I want to give him full credit today. Dre says the cardiac Atlanta Falcons. Gregory, what's going on, G? Says Pitts is opening eyes, too fast for a linebacker to cover, too big and too physical for a cornerback. Man, physicality? Dude, Dude was basically holding his arm down. Kyle Pitts used his left hand. I'm assuming he's a righty. 80% of the people are righties. He used his left hand and caught the ball. Still drew a penalty. I mean, this cat is unreal. I look forward to what he can do, man. This offense is going to be better because of him. Much better. James, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Rise up from Kentucky, sir. Travis said, no, Ridley got to step up and get stronger, take that ball away and hold on to it. Travis, that's all I'm saying. But everybody who making excuses for him, that's all I'm saying. You've got to be better in that moment. You've got to take that ball. We all know Matt Ryan is going to be limited. And Miami started bringing a little bit more pressure in the second half, if you notice. Matt had a cleaner pocket in the first half, and then even in the third quarter. But by the fourth quarter, they start bringing that bat out, as we used to say back in school, that bat out. And Matt is not athletic enough to get out of those situations, as witnessed on that play when he tried to get out of the way, and luckily the guy hit the ball out. But I'm just trying to tell you, man. I see somebody calling. Y'all look down there. We got the number. We got the number on today. 1-877-747-2346. Turn your radio down for me. Caller, how you doing? This is Steve here in the Bird Gang and Uncle Steve's Lounge. Talk to us. Who you got? Who we got?
What's up, brother? It's Coach. It's Andre.
Hey, Dre, what's going on, man? Let me turn this volume up, man. My apologies, brother. I think I can get this on here. All right, talk to me again, brother. I just, for some reason, the volume wasn't working that way.
Hey, man, it is a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Talk to me. Tell me what you saw. Tell me what you think.
Okay, so I'm sure you didn't catch my live, but on my stream, I stream the game every week. And the entire time I am screaming, 150 people can tell you, I'm screaming the whole time, please send the house. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tua has not been in the league here. I don't think he has played 16 total games.
Right.
He's been hurt every year. So he's still, in my eyes, he's still a rookie, although this is not his rookie year.
Right.
Again, pressure burst pipes. I don't know what Pease is doing. Send the house. Every time we send somebody, what happened? Big O got an interception, or they threw it away. But this just sitting in the zone is killing us. But I am loving, I said on my stream, for all you people who keep talking, yes, it's time to move on from Matt. I 100% agree. Mm-hmm. But the man still delivered dot passes in this game. I mean, that pass to who's that? Ridley?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just spot on in the pocket, perfect pass, like Tom Brady-ish.
Right.
Right. And I just, this game, I loved it. I 100% loved it.
And Dre, the thing that I start looking at when we start talking about the progression from game 1 to game 6, while we had reasons for to doubt and to be pessimistic in the first 2 games, I have seen things in the last 4, which includes the Washington loss. I've seen improvement enough in the last 4 games to have hope to say, you know what? We are probably a couple of quality players from being reckoned with, but at least I like some of the things we're doing with the guys we have now. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I said this. I think I said this the last game, or the last game we played that we actually lost. I said the same thing. I said, one, we have a fire sale team.
Right.
We didn't have money. We had to piece together. We went to the to the Goodwill to get players. And as far as our young players, I feel like this season is all about getting our young players acclimated to playing in the NFL. And from what I'm seeing from our young players, I think we are truly a year, maybe two at the most, from being true contenders, because I'm liking what I'm seeing. You always have to look at, the good that you see. And although, yes, we should have, in my opinion, we should be 4-2 right now.
Yes, we should.
We
should have
blew Miami out.
Yes, sir.
We did.
Yes, sir.
We got the win.
We win.
But looking at us as a team, I'm loving AJ Terrell.
Yes.
Big O has really disappointed, because all last year I was screaming his praises. He has really disappointed me this year, but he showed up today.
Yes, he did. He gotta run some more track though. He let that tight end catch him though, Dre. He gotta run a little bit more track.
Absolutely. Jones showed up.
Yes, he did. Debo did. Yeah.
Players showed up. Matt Ryan showed up today, and I'm gonna have to get on this, Steve, because you scream. I've been screaming about my man since week one.
Yes.
And I know you was wondering, was like, nah, don't do it. We gotta pay. I believe we gotta pay CP. We gotta pay Pat.
Boy, it's gonna be tough. Listen, if things turn out positive for us by the end of the year, Dre, if they do, it's something to think about. But let's not fool ourselves with our financial situation next year.
Absolutely.
I love what CP is doing. He is basically kind of relegated Mike Davis to a second string position. Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't CP come out on the first drive, or am I missing that?
He has been delegated number one. And I told this to Tidy last week, the last time we played. Davis, he may have been whatever previously. He's not doing it for us.
No.
I do not see him running hard. I do not see him doing the things that Cordero is doing. And that's a problem. You know what I mean? But as far as Patterson goes, like I said this in my live, if I'm off the place, I'm going to him like, look, bro, I got these food stamps. You know what I mean? Just bear with me for a year. Until that TV money comes in and the cap goes up. I promise you, I'm gonna pay you. Just rock with it.
Jay, I think
I believe we need to keep him one more year.
I don't disagree at all with keeping him. I'm one of those in your same boat. Look under the couch, get them pennies. Look under the rug, look in them corners, get them nickels that fell on the floor, and do whatever you do. Again, I do think it is going to be a situation at the end of the year where let's see how we do, because let's face it, if we're 6-11, it's going to be hard because the rest of the NFL still sees he has it. Somebody will make an offer that's more pleasing to the eye than a team that still, let's face it, we're kind of hamstrung with the payroll for the next year or two. But before I break you off, brother, who's your MVP today's game? I don't think it's going to be hard to figure out.
I don't know, man. It's because I want to say Pitts,
right?
But I can't say Pitts without Ryan. You know what I'm saying? And for all those people who can hear me, I said this in my live, y'all. For all the people who doubt Matt Ryan, again, I agree. It's time to move on. It definitely is. But the man is still one of the best quarterbacks in the 2-minute drill that is in the league currently. The only other players that are better than him who have had more game-winning drives that are playing are Ben Roethlisberger and Tom Brady.
I agree.
Matt Ryan is number 3 of current quarterbacks. So the man still can get it done in 2 minutes. So I don't know. I will give it to both. It'll be a tie. I can't give it to – I have to give it to Ryan and Pitts.
Brother, I got to catch you on one of your streams, or we got to hook up on one of these things in the next week or two, my friend. Always great to hear from you, my brother. You have a blessed day, okay?
You too.
All right, buddy.
Have a wonderful week because we did the thing today.
Yes, sir. Go Braves, too, while we're at it.
I will root for y'all because I got I got a lot of Atlanta family in the Bird game, so I'm gonna go for them. But I do live in Houston.
I knew that when I said that because I knew you stayed in the area. How crazy are people? Just on the side note, before I let you go, how crazy are those folks in Houston now getting a chance at redemption again?
They're definitely crazy, but the funny thing is, I'm from DC. I moved to Houston in 2018. So when we played Houston in the World Series, I caught hell because I'm in all DC gear, and people here in Houston, is highly Spanish and they love baseball.
Right.
I mean, they go crazy for baseball, man. It's unreal. So right now, the city is on fire. But I'm a root for the Braves because I'm an Atlanta Falcons diehard fan. So I want all my fam that's in the Bird game to have a reason to shout, jump around. So I'm a root for y'all. So go Braves.
I appreciate you, man. Dre, be good, brother. We'll holler at you down the line, my friend. I listen. I hear him loud and clear. It's Matt Ryan's day-to-day stat-wise. Somebody's going to look at it and pick up on those 15 incompletions. There were a couple of balls. Yes, he overthrew a couple of them, but there were also a couple of times that he hit a couple of them in the numbers, and they dropping them. They dropping them right there. We gotta get on top of that. We got to. If we're going to improve as a team. How you doing, caller? This is Steve here in the Atlanta Bird Gang and Uncle Steve's Lounge. Talk to me. Who we got?
It's Ricky, Uncle Steve. What's going on?
Ricky. What's going on, brother?
Well, first of all, go Braves, right?
Man. Dude, I was getting off work yesterday, Rick, and I caught, when I was at work, we were listening, and I couldn't see it. I taped it. And I was listening to Luke Jackson get into his normal trouble.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to tell you.
I was watching it. Oh, God, here we go. No.
Listen, Rosario is the man. And I'm telling you, he the man. But, boy, if we don't get some steak dinners lined up for Matsick, bro. Ooh, dude, did you see the people he struck out? He didn't strike out scrubs.
No.
He went.
He just had a stone face. And I'm like,
man, that is crazy. So now let's transition to another winning Atlanta team. What did you like today about our team today, man? What is Ricky thinking about the progress from week 1 to week 6 and how things are progressing?
Okay, let's look at the good.
Okay.
Matt's arm ain't too much of a noodle arm, I guess.
That has been debunked.
Matt ain't got so much of a noodle. You got a lot of folks that say he got a noodle arm.
Man.
Matt ain't got no noodle arm.
Nah.
I'm just saying.
Nah.
What's really standing out to me, Steve, is the maturation of Kyle Pitts.
Yes.
Now we understand why he got picked up, right?
Right.
Because I'm looking at one-hand catches, like on a weekly basis. I mean, he had your boy Drake. He had Pitts wrapped up, and Pitts still caught the ball with the pass interference. I'm like, Pitts is a monster. When that boy really, really, really gets to understand, I just give him this offseason. Pitts gonna be nasty when he comes into his own. They talking about Kelsey and no, Pitts should be a monster.
Ricky, right? we live in the moment when you start talking about today's social media and today's things that we do. So we live in the moment. A few weeks ago, we were saying, why aren't they including Pitts in the program? Why aren't we? And Arthur Smith slowly told us, folks, he's coming. And in the last 3 to 4 weeks, we've seen where he has basically become that guy. So are we being impatient as fans, Or
all the time. The Atlanta fan base is impatient all the time. They ain't just started being impatient. They're impatient all the time. Because, first 2 games of the season, everybody was ready to crucify Arthur Smith.
True.
But I'm sitting there saying to myself, okay, the man just got here. We ain't running a hybrid Shanahan system. We are running a Arthur Smith system, which means that he's got to deprogram everybody to this Shanahan system and then introduce everybody to his system. I'm like, y'all gotta wait. Now, this bad boy. Really got to get it together. Now, I'm not giving really all bad. Really got to get it together.
Are we okay? So here's the deal. So, and I'm with you. So, do you now think maybe it is something possibly mental? It's not saying that athletes can't have mental things happen to them. But it's interesting. The Washington game. I look back at that Washington game and I say, Ridley kind of played a hand in losing that game. So should we at least give him credit for saying I needed a break?
Okay, and he may still be on break because you really looked at it. It was Kyle Pitts that got us the game twice. It was Kyle Pitts that got us the game the last game that we played that we won.
True.
It was Kyle Pitts that got us in position this game when we won. Now, don't get it twisted. Matt understands that too. Even though Ridley was the most targeted, Pitts run 106. Bruh, listen, Pitts running wide receiver yards at tight end.
7
wide receiver, 160 something yards.
7 catches, 163 yards. 7 catches, 163.
And you know what? And I laughed at Brian Flores, and I'm like, "You a defensive coach? How the heck you gonna go single coverage with this guy? And he cut y'all to pieces."
Ricky, keep it real, Ricky. You can't blame Flores. The man's defensive guy literally held the dude's other arm while he caught the pass.
He was holding on all game long. And I said to myself, Miami, I wish they would have called any kind of pass interference on Atlanta. All game long. Like the one that Patterson got mad and turned around and
said, he was holding him. He grabbed his
Patterson at the line.
Yes.
And held on to him.
Yes.
Still wrapped his arm around him. Still had a hold on him to dot the ball away. And then he comes shaking his hands off like he did something. I'm like, bro. Dude,
he grabbed the middle of his jersey. He didn't grab the back. Dude would grab yeah. That should have been an easy holding call.
They should have gave him another 15 yards.
For lying. Look, for lying. Look, I want to make sure I'm giving that. Clayton, I see you. Anthony White, I see you. I'm coming back to y'all on here talking to Rick here for a minute. And on here, Rick, before I let you roll and get these other folks in here, Rick, who was your MVP for the day? For the game? Matt Ryan. And it's hard not to.
I know some folks will say, "Oh, you crazy."
Nah, she ain't crazy.
These last 3 games,
you're not crazy.
In the last 2 minutes, I've been seeing the real Matty Ice. That's how the real Matty Ice step up. That's that 2013, 2014 Matty Ice I've been looking at. That's what I'm looking at.
I think
he got a different kind of look about him right now. Pitt gives him a different kind of attitude. Pitt literally gives him a different time. If you look at now the chemistry between him and Pitt is ridiculous. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get off the phone. The defense has got to play complementary football to help the Atlanta Falcons out. Because if the defense can play complementary football, ain't nothing they can do with the offense. No pass rush, no.
Rick, I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna ask other people who have a lot more knowledge than me when it comes to defenses and schemes. What is Pease doing in these games where we have a little bit? He did it to Washington, he did it against the Jets, and he did it today. Now, thank goodness the Jets and today we were able to rebound, but there's something that he's doing that's allowing these large gaps where you don't even see a play in the middle, Rick. In the middle.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. If you're gonna send safety and safety blitzes or corner blitzes, if you're gonna send them, you better make sure your secondary can handle them type of blitzes.
Right.
Because if not, what we've been experiencing is 15 to 25-yard pickup in the middle of the field because ain't nobody there.
That's fair.
Pass a man, I'm watching them. I'm watching the secondary. They'll pass a man off thinking that another man is back there and ain't nothing back there but green grass. So you got to go. So you can't contend like that. You can't stay in the game if you're giving up 15, 25 yards on 3rd and 9.
I saw the one play that you just mentioned, the play that I saw Richie Grant run in near the end. And that play where the tight end went to, there was, to your point, he could have got down, rolled over, and got up and got 10 yards because it was nobody close to him. Untouched.
If you're going to send that, I heard what he said, blitzes are coming from everywhere. Well, if you're pulling your middle man who's supposed to be in the field, if you're doing a safety blitz or a corner blitz, you got to make sure that the communication in the secondary going to be short. If not, we're always going to give up. And like I said, we talk about Miami. We getting ready to run into that cat, the Dallas, that tight end that they got for Dallas. We getting ready to run into that nigga.
Talking about Schultz. Yeah.
We finna run into stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? We getting ready to run into some maxed out tight ends that you gonna get that much space to.
And as much as I love my team, I know our defense ain't ready for Dallas. Not for those two teams. Rick, I appreciate you, my friend. I'm gonna roll it here so I can get to these comments, brother. Always good. Please stay in the stream and keep rolling with us, okay?
I'm gonna stay in the stream with the Steve, man. Take care, man.
Take care, brother. Appreciate you, man. God bless you. I appreciate Rick. Appreciate all y'all call. Let me get with some of these comments because some of y'all are always loyal, and I appreciate y'all coming in. Clayton, I see you. And Clayton, everything you were saying was right. I was trying to put your stuff up, brother. Please don't think I'm ignoring y'all because I like to talk to y'all as you guys are bringing some of the stuff down. Jory, I see you, brother. Rides up, coming live. Oh, Jory, you down there at the game, brother. Good. I know you celebrating down there, brother. Enjoy yourself down there. Give it to them fish. Dre came back on the line, say, no, Steve, Ridley is clearly a product of Jones getting triple team. He is not a number one, too many drop passes. Dre, you make a good point. And it makes me wonder, Dre, when we start talking about next year and next season, when I came into this year and I was basing a lot of Ridley going by his numbers of last year, and I was saying that this wide receiver core was probably going to be our strongest group. In injury notwithstanding, that has been very disappointing. Now, on the other hand, the tight end group has really stepped up their game, including Lee Smith, who's caught a touchdown as well this year. With Pitts doing what he's doing, man, it's going to be hard not to think these guys are going to have opportunities in these next couple of games. Again, I'm going to only look one game ahead, one game. And my one game ahead is Carolina. And if we take care of business at Carolina, folks, I'm trying to tell y'all, we are going to be all right. We are. Lisa says the no-name game is one we gave away. We didn't show up for the Eagles and lost control in the fourth quarter of the game against the Bucs. We're back in the mix. Now we need to beat the Panthers on Sunday. Lisa is one game at a time. She's right. She's right. That Washington game was a giveaway. Washington game was a giveaway. The Tampa game, to even come within 3 points in the fourth quarter, we still were in it, but we gotta learn how to close. Got to learn how to close. He's putting up MVP numbers. Hate him if you want to. The number was don't lie. Talking about our brother Matt. Rick, how you doing? Rick said this DC is coaching like Dan Quinn. That's why he was in zone on the last touchdown they scored. Rick, I'm trying to figure it out too, man, because it does look a little Dan Quinnish to see these teams just come right down the field on you. It's just weird. Dre says, my question is, he doesn't believe in the defense or he does not know what he's doing. No way should we be in zone 10 to 15 yards off the receiver and never send a blitz. Good point. Because I saw the play. I think he was basically saying the play I was talking about where I saw Richie Grant go in and the tight end literally just ran to a spot and nobody was there. So that's something that bothers me when I see that. Just bothers me. Michael, how you doing, sir? Say, great day, Falcons. We need to get healthy, get somebody better. Coach 54 up on his responsibilities. Miami made a killing off his plays today. And you know what, Michael? I'm almost wondering, was he designed to do that? Because Fourier usually isn't off his game, but he was out of position quite a bit. I'll give him full credit for the interception and making a play when you had to make a play. But yeah, there were a lot of times he was out of position today. Got to call it like I do. Fourier is still one of my favorite players on defense, but you got to call it. Debo actually played a really good game today, too. I don't want that to be overlooked. Debo played very good. Pressure should be on him as somebody who's being compensated very well. Twan says, the only thing I can think of that Pease is doing is he's trying to keep everything in front of us, but the middle is open. So he needs to try some zone blitzes to make sure that we cover that middle. And maybe that's the case, but I'm telling you, Twan, it looked like, dude, and it's almost like Tua would have 4 or 5 seconds to go around, and these guys are just finding these little pockets of real estate. And it's crazy how much room they have on there. Just crazy. Too much room. Andre said, let me correct Rick real quick. We didn't blitz those. Catches were in the zone. When we did blitz, they didn't get anything. We should be running dual tight ends with Ridley and Gage, nothing less. And also says it was a 3rd and 15 play zone plus 10 yards off the receiver. No way you should let that happen or call that defense. You have to send the house and make sure they throw early. To your point, and I think you were saying this earlier, Dre, with Tua's inexperience, send the house and see how he worked. When they sent the house and he had that pressure, he threw that lollipop up, and Aluakon was able to take it to the house. That's the kind of thing that you have to do to those young quarterbacks. We actually didn't do that to Hurts either. Rick says the reason he was out of playing because the defense is in zone or cover 2. Okay, I didn't realize that. 45 is A1. Yeah, I tell you, man, Dion had a really good game today. Dre says Tua don't care how he knows he's getting traded. Yeah, that's kind of a crazy thing. Tua had a good game. Don't get me wrong. When you score 4 touchdowns, you can't say you didn't have a bad game. I will say, what did he finish with? He had to finish close to 400 yards, right? Oh, or am I going to? No, 300 yards. 32 for 40, 291 yards, 4 touchdowns. He put up the numbers. Falcons give away way too much. Dre says, why do our quarterbacks play so far back off the wide receivers? And that's the crazy thing, Dre. The coaches got to tell. They teach that. They're not going to do anything that the coaches aren't telling them. They're telling them to play that far back. You gotta call it like you see it. go back over here. I'm sorry. I'm losing. I'm going back and forth. I'm trying to get back to my thing here. There we go. Joseph came and said, Tua Debo. He did kind of shake him out of his shoes on one of those plays. I did see that. That was kind of embarrassing when he did that. Now, granted, his momentum was going in that direction, but yeah, when they go back and look at that film, that's going to look real bad. Tario says Ridley is not a number one receiver, unfortunately. I think we're finding that out, Tario. You know, there was a look, you can't put up those numbers that he put up and think there isn't potential. I fell for it. I saw a lot of stuff Ridley did last year that looked good. Yeah, albeit on a 4-12 team. I thought with Julio's departure, that he would step it up a bit. But it's obvious that we see this team right now is probably based around your tight ends as far as your receivers are concerned. Your go-to receivers, if you're Matt right now, are probably Pitts and Hurst. Somebody tell me if I'm saying something different. If I'm speaking out of line, I think those are our two best receivers on the team right now. Gage, nice catch. But I've also seen some stuff Gage had in his hand and kind of dropped too. I think our tight ends right now are our best receivers. And Charles comes on and says, am I the only one who thinks Ridley, although not dominant yet this season, can bounce back strong? I'm not throwing him out yet, Charles. I'm not saying he's done. I'm not saying trade him. I'm not going there. But I am saying for somebody that we just picked up that option on and somebody who was looking to get paid, and look, any receiver that you're projecting to be that next guy is going to get between $15 and $20 million. That's just the going rate. So from what you've seen this year, are you ready to invest that? I don't think I'm ready to invest that based on the first 6 games. Could he have a turnaround and change my mind in 10 games? Absolutely. But right now, I don't think you do that. I think right now you let it play out. Dre said, but the one thing I noticed today is that Matt took control of the offense. He was changing the play at the line, and every time he did that, it was a first down and on that 49-yard play. And you know what? This might be the first coach that is allowing Matt to make that decision, Dre. Think about the last few OCs he's had. Now, I don't know what his Dirk Cutter relationship was. I know Kyle didn't play that mess. But this may be the first opportunity he's had to control his own destiny. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe he's getting a chance to do that. Say, when we play Brady again, we need to cover the tight end and running back. You better, because Fournette is a problem. Ricky said Ridley's got to get out of his own head and be the receiver he is. And Ricky's right. I don't think I'm ready to absolutely say trash him and get rid of Calvin Ridley. That'd be foolish 6 games in. But I am saying there's something not the same this year. There's something different that's going on. Rick says Ridley and Gage dropped passes. Yep, they did. Tario says we might end up trading Hurst instead of letting him walk at the end of the season. But why? Why? What reason at this point, and especially at 3-3, this early in, and I think what's the trade deadline? 2 weeks, right? Or is it next weekend? Why would you trade Hurst? You're not going to get more than a 5th round pick for Hurst. You might not even get that. Hurst will not get you 1, 2, 3, or 4. Not in the NFL. Well, we had to beg a team to take a second for Julio. No. Hurst won't get more than at as a number 2 tight end, where he's not the number 1 guy, he's not going to get that much on the market unless you're just trying to trade him. I wouldn't trade Hurst. Not now. No way. Darnold's up next. Hopefully we can make him look the same instead of the great next quarter. You know, Darnell got benched today. They took him out. He got benched. Bobby, what's going on, brothers? He says, where's the worry of Ridley coming from? Concern should be how to close out games because the entire offense is clicking mostly. Ridley's been dropping a lot of passes, Bobby. I'm not going to lie to you, brother. I think I'm not saying whatever's going on these last couple of games. Obviously, we're not talking about the game he missed with the Jets. But when you look at the Washington game, and granted, yes, he caught a touchdown today and a couple of passes, but he was targeted 10 times. And on 3 of those times, he either dropped or didn't fight for the ball, not like Ridley has done in the past. Ridley's usually pretty sure armed. Usually the biggest criticism on Ridley is getting the ball and running north and south instead of east and west. Now we got to hope that Ridley can catch the ball first. So, yeah, I'm not here to tell you he's done in mental mush and all of that. I'm just saying that there has been a difference this year with Ridley's production and the way he's playing as opposed to last year. I don't know whether that's because Julio's gone and the pressure's more. I don't know whether there's something psychological going on. No, I don't know, and I don't want to guess about the man's life. But at the same time, it's very fair to say he hasn't been that guy this year so far. So far. And maybe he sees number 8 showing up and saying, and maybe I don't know. But he hasn't. Twan says, let me be honest. Yes, Ridley did benefit from having Julio on the other side, but Jones did miss 8 games where Ridley did produce. I think he needs to settle down and stop trying to prove he's a number 1 because that's the problem. It might be a good point, Twan. Maybe he just needs to play. Don't worry about the contract. Don't worry, because I'm sure he is. He knows that contract is coming. Don't worry about the contract. Don't worry about what people are saying in the media. Don't worry about all that. Just go play ball. Go play ball, and let's see how that turns out. Go play ball. Devontae says, I still see the offense always coming out slow to start the game. I think we need to go no huddle to start the game to the offense going. It's funny you say that, Devontae. When I was at the first game when we played Philadelphia, and the Philadelphia game, we did it, and the Washington game, we did it. We came out with, the little sugar huddle, and they weren't able to sub and move the ball down the field. Now, today, of course, Miami came straight down the field and scored their touchdown. We did get at least 3 on the first drive. But, yeah, just to kind of get things jump-started, that could be something to think about. You might be right. Ricky says, we're not trading Hurst. That's a no-go. Everyone that's on that offense will be on the offense after the trade deadline. Yeah, I don't even think it's anybody tradable. I even saw, what was that on NFL? ESPN. I think that was Bill Barnwell, where he was suggesting that we trade Younghoe Koo to the LA Chargers because their kicker is not doing that well, which would be ridiculous. So, look, you're going to hear all kinds of innuendos and fake stuff right now. But the great thing is going into a trade deadline at this point is that you're 500. And I'm going over here and looking at the standings right now. And in the standings, New Orleans plays when? They play Monday, right? New Orleans play Monday night. They play Seattle Monday. So you're talking about New Orleans is 3-2. Falcons are 3-3. Panthers are 3-4. Dude, why are you going to trade folks? For what? No reason to for me. I don't think. Dre said, bruh, is anyone else just super happy and feeling amazing that we won? Yes, it was a 1-5 team, but I'm truly liking what I'm seeing from my team. Before half, we didn't even play it safe. We went attack, feeling great. And those are the things, Andre, that I think I like about what I saw today. We got that ball and said, we're going to go down here and try to at least get 3. It was only 30, 40 seconds, but at least we went down there and tried. And that made a difference. You scored that, turn around, get the ball back, move down the field, score again. Think about how big that was. Yes, Miami made the comeback, but you went down there and did what you were supposed to do. I love it. I love the fact that this team keeps moving and grooving. That's good by me. Joseph said Engage should come in on 4th down. Yeah, that's true. Jaqual, what's going on? Said, man, I thought the offense was going to shrivel up again at the 4-minute mark. Well, they actually did kind of shrivel. Oh, you talking about the offense? No, the offense did pretty good. The offense did okay. And, I mean, that drive before, I would have liked to see them. I think that penalty kind of screwed them up. But I would have liked to see the offense kind of keep that ball moving, the drive before the Dolphins scored that touchdown. But it is what it is. He ended up winning anyway. Twan says, another thing, let me call out another big play. That block field goal was big for us as well. It gave us some momentum, and we got 3 points. Little things like that add up when you start talking about what it takes for you to get to the next level, what it takes for you to gain confidence as a young team with a young head coach. Those are the things I start looking at when I say, you know what, Falcons, we may have a little ways to go before we're in the, I guess what you call elite. I really, when you start looking at the teams now in the NFL, really, how many elite teams are there? I don't even think there are any elite teams. I think there are teams that I consider Super Bowl contenders at the moment. In the NFC, I see what Tampa's doing. I see what the Rams are doing. I see what Arizona is doing. Green Bay, you got to throw them in the mix. They got blasted by the Saints first game, and since then they've been looking pretty good. So those are the 4. In the AFC, Buffalo, Baltimore. I wanted to put the Chargers in that category, but I might have to slow my roll a little bit on that. But Buffalo, Baltimore, I mean, those are teams that are, looking pretty good when you consider the big ticket. Are these the teams that are ready to take the next step as far as being a really good team? I like what I see out of those teams. So the Falcons, where are the Falcons in all of this? Falcons are middling in the mix. And listen, I don't want to get ahead. I don't want to go crazy. But I look at this schedule, y'all, and I want to just think about Carolina because that's the next game coming. We got Carolina here. You play the Saints. Saints don't seem like world beaters. You got the Cowboys. Cowboys on a different level. I got to put Cowboys in that mix too. Then you got the Patriots and Jaguars. I mean, really, where are you? So I just think about that kind of stuff, man. And I don't know. Rick said, Unc, I remember when the DC threw out the playbook and simplified it and the Falcons defense came alive. I think that's what needs to happen again. We let Tua to get 4 touchdowns and a whole lot of free plays. We can't play any other games like that. Stop a lot of exotic plays on defense and call plays that stop yardage. And we got to get a pass rush. Pass rush is something, man. I just don't. There is something that's just in the water, maybe in this city, that we're just not going to be able to produce a pass rush. I don't know what it is. Where is graded today with the pass rush? Tua was comfortable in the pocket for the majority of the game. Yeah. As much well-deserved drama the offensive line has gotten, the defensive line is still not bringing a formidable rush. And that's something when you get to the real teams, when you start playing Tampa Bay, Lord forbid we get up there with Dallas. If you don't have a pass rush in those games, it's going to be a long night. So we've got to be able to get that together, folks. Got to. That's just the bottom line. We're going to be looking pretty sad if we can't get those things squared away, for sure. I said I was going to be on here short today. What we're going to do tomorrow? Tomorrow we'll go through the on the aftermath in Uncle Steve's Lounge on YouTube, and we'll do it in the Atlanta Bird Gang as well. Not sure if I might be sharing the spotlight with somebody or not being on with us. But either way, we'll be on tomorrow afternoon. Talk a little bit about the Falcons. Talk about what else happens in the NFL. Some interesting games going on right now. Interesting starts for some of these teams. I saw Detroit was up on the Rams. I think the Rams have come back by now. But we'll be back tomorrow to check out some of that. Y'all join us tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit about it. Congratulations to the Atlanta Falcons. We are 3-3, and this is the first time we've been 500 before November since 2017. Wow, long time. Awesome job for them today. Great way to come back. Y'all have a great night. Take care. Have a great Sunday morning. We'll catch you tomorrow. Until then, peace, blessings.